Good morning, everyone. Thank you for attending. My name is Heather Caliveris, and I am the Highmark broker representative covering Central Pennsylvania. Today, we are going to do a little review on five-star special enrollment periods, the Freedom Blue PPO Valor Plan, our Highmark Agent Field Guide, as well as some operational updates. So, we're going to start out with five-star SEP. Um, just a quick review on Medicare star ratings. As most of you know, Medicare uses information from things such as member satisfaction surveys, as well as surveys with the providers, along with other criteria to rate the healthcare plans, anywhere from 1 to 5 stars. The intention of the plans being star rated is to help when comparing plans and shopping for quality. The ratings are subject to change each year. So for 2023, CMS awarded Highmark five-star ratings for our HMO and PPO plans in Pennsylvania, West Virginia, and the PPO plans in New York. So members can use this SEP one time between December 8th and November 30th. So for 2023, it started December 8th, 2022 for January 1st, 2023 enrollments, and it gives them all the way through November 30th of 2023 to enroll for December 1st. If someone has a Medicare Advantage, standalone PDP, or a Medicare cost plan with a five-star rating and it becomes available, members can use the five-star SEP to switch from their current plan to the plan with the five-star rating. If a member does move from the MA plan and has Part D coverage to a five-star plan that does not have Part D coverage, they would be subject to the late enrollment penalty if they don't have another form of creditable coverage, and they would have to wait until they have another election available to get a plan with Part D coverage. So just keep that in mind. We do have some five-star SEP marketing materials available. These are out on Marcom in the producer portal where you shop for your materials. So we have some customizable postcards. You can do it with or without a picture. You also can customize it, of course, to include your contact information and, just some nice advertisements, some digital ads here showing that we have the $0 PPO plans that are included in our five-star ratings. Moving on, we are going to just do a quick overview of the regions that have these five-star ratings. So here we have West Virginia's Freedom Blue PPO plans. Everywhere that is blue is a county that has one of those plans available. Here in Pennsylvania, it's again our entire footprint except for those 5 Philadelphia counties where we don't currently have products available. Together Blue Medicare HMO, for those of you in Western PA, also is included in this five-star SEP, as well as the Freedom Blue Valor plan. So in Delaware, because our plans are still so new there, we do not yet have a star rating available. We would expect to have a star rating available for Delaware starting in 2024. So hopefully, fingers crossed, we can continue those 5 stars for our other regions as well as Delaware for next year. Also, just wanted to give a little visual of how the five-star impacted our numbers. So you can see here a comparison of Central PA, Northeastern PA, and Western PA over 2022 and how many enrollments we received during that lock-in time using that five-star enrollment, almost 4,000. Here we have a comparison of 2023 so far. I think you'll see that there's been a pretty big increase. I mean, some months last year did have a strong use of the special election. I know, especially here in Central PA, but it's exciting to see that election still being used as we continue through 2023. We already have almost 1,000. We also included a breakdown here of URL specifically and their elections. Their elections of the five-star SEP by plan. You'll see there's even some elections that went into the Western PA Security Blue HMO point of service product there. But most commonly, it is, of course, our Community Blue PPO product. And then here we have a comparison of 2023. So just nice to have a visual of how that is impacting the business. And just a quick little touch base on other special enrollment periods that are still available. Of course, if you are losing employer coverage, there is 2 months after the coverage ends to enroll in a plan. FEMA, we don't see this election period come up too often anymore, but I just wanted to again refresh on that. In order to be eligible to use the FEMA special election, not only did there have to be a FEMA declared disaster in that person's region, but they already had to have an election available to them that they missed because of the FEMA declared disaster, which then gives them a special election. Anyone institutionalized can make one change per month after their move. Moving as well. So if you're moving out of your plan service area, depending on when you notify your plan of when you can move, of when you moved, excuse me, would depend on when your changes can be made. But essentially, you have 2 months from or they have 2 months from their change. And we also, of course, have the quarterly special enrollment periods for those in the state pharmaceutical PACE program as well as LIS. And we are currently wrapping up OEP. So moving on to our Freedom Blue PPO Valor. So this was new for 2023. I hope most of you are already pretty familiar with this, but for those of you who aren't, or maybe you have only heard of it but don't really know what it involves, this is our Medicare Advantage only product. It was designed with veterans in mind. However, it is available for anyone to enroll in that can utilize it. It does not include Part D drug coverage. So, with that being said, ideally it's going to typically be veterans. However, if someone has PACE or LIS or another form of true creditable prescription drug coverage, they could also select this plan. It has a $6,000 out of pocket maximum. And I'm sorry, I jumped ahead of one of the most exciting features, and that's a $0 PPO premium with a $60 Part B buyback. And I again want to emphasize that this is a PPO product, so it does provide them coverage both in and out of network. Um, there are $5 copays for outpatient mental health and physician psych benefits for both individual and group services, $5 copays for opioid treatments, $5 copays for substance abuse, PCP zero, specialist $10. So they really try to, keep in mind of, different things that the service members may have needs for when designing this plan, and put those, took those benefits that would normally be invested in the drug coverage and really invested them where needed in the medical side of benefits for this. And again, this plan also has a 5-star rating. There are some Freedom Blue Valor brochures available also on Marcom for ordering. I know this is maybe a smidge blurry, but just to give you a visual, it does say over here $0 plan premium with $60 buyback in your Social Security check, $0 PCP visits, dental, vision, hearing, $0 transportation, because again, this is a Freedom Blue product, so they have that traditional transportation benefit, and local customer service still. So, TRICARE members can also utilize the Freedom Blue Valor plan. They must have, of course, Medicare A and B to be eligible for the Freedom Blue Valor. And members will be assessed copays at the time of their service, and they will then submit those claims to TRICARE for reimbursement of their copays. So that would be a little bit of a change for someone who right now only has TRICARE. They're not paying anything up front. They're still going to be covered in full, but they're going to be expected to pay those Freedom Blue Valor copays first and then submit to TRICARE to be reimbursed those copays. Again, the Part D late enrollment period, because this plan does not include drug coverage, if someone selects this plan and has an LEP, it will not be assessed while they're in this plan because there's no drug coverage. Um, and again, if they are coming from an employer plan or they have VA coverage, that's not going to be an issue for them anyways. If they are choosing this plan and they have PACE, they will want to notify PACE that they do not want switch to one of their preferred partner plans. They will get a letter asking them and telling them they can be disenrolled from what they have and partnered with one of their other Part D plans. It is not required they do that. They just have to opt out. Moving on to our Highmark Agent Field Guide. And we will have time at the end too for questions if anything comes up during this. So, the Agent Field Guide is the book that we give out every year at our in person rollout sessions in August. So, they're a pretty comprehensive resource for most questions that can come up for you while you're out in the field. This year, we changed the guide so that it includes both ACA and Medicare together. Just to call out some features of the book, there are network hospital listings in this book. Medicare Advantage are page 80 through 86, ACA pages 149 through 160. It gives you a side-by-side comparison by plan, by county, by hospital of what participates with what plan. So it's a really great resource to compare, hospitals to plans when you're, meeting with somebody. There's also great contact information included in this agent field guide. Again, Medicare Advantage is in a separate section from ACA, so pages 104 and 105 for Medicare Advantage, and pages 168 and 169 for ACA contact information. We do have this, of course, in a PDF form, so if you need that, just let me know or reach out to support or your local agent support rep here at Highmark. There are product grids also included in the agent field guide. Again, I know you probably can't really see it on this image, but this is an example of the Freedom Blue Valor. It gives you just a real small kind of like summary of benefits grid, both for, again for Medicare Advantage and ACA. Also, an ACA pharmacy listing is out here in network versus out of network, including specialty pharmacies. Moving on to some operational updates. Just want to touch base on a few things that have come out since 2023. Um, I think it was in January we got this notice that the 2023 applications have changed. CMS has added another section. Again, it is included right here, a little screenshot, but if you haven't noticed that yet, there are new applications available. There's questions in reference to self identification, race, and ethnicity. You can also choose not to answer if they're not comfortable with answering these questions, but it is an added section that is a requirement by CMS. The new standalone applications can be ordered or downloaded from Marcom, whichever you prefer. So you can access Marcom again from your Highmark producer portal. Go onto your Medicare dashboard, and in your quick links box, you're going to have the option of order supplies. Marcom used to be called Shop Pro. So you're going to click that. Next, you're going to select Medicare enrollment materials and then MA enrollment materials. You'll see this right here, MA apps. You can click that and you can download the application or order copies of that, but you don't have to order whole entire kits. You can get just the application. So while transitioning to this new application, again, you can use the new 2023 applications with your existing enrollment kits. You don't have to discard your current kits, just use the new app. The new kits moving forward, though, will have the updated application included. If an older application without the new section is submitted, it's not going to reject. It's just going to require the enrollment team to do some extra steps so that they can comply with answering those questions. But no worries, we will get your client enrolled. We're not going to reject an application because that section is missing. Just might slow the process up a smidge. Webinar Wednesdays are rolling on through again for 2023. For those of you who joined us last year, you know that we did a once a month webinar session during lock-in when it's a little bit slower, say, of a time of year where you can join us for different commonly asked topics. So we're continuing that again this year. We're going to focus on a variety of topics to help you grow and maintain your book of business and remain up to date on what's going on in the market. Registration this year is required to attend, and links to register will be found in the Webinar Wednesday email blast. So we're sending out email blast each week, not necessarily for Webinar Wednesdays, but that will be included within those topics. as well as the link to register each month. On April 5th, we're going to be reviewing the ACA and Medicare producer portals, including using Marcom that I've been making reference to, the HRA process, and eScopes. Future webinars are going to include diabetic coverage, the consumer portal, and new member guide payment options, as well as Medicare network sharing. And I cannot see the bottom of my screen here, but I know there's a few more. My screen looks a little different than yours. But you can see a number of topics there coming up throughout the year. One thing that is different, last year these were specifically Medicare based. This year we are going to be combining them for both ACA and Medicare. Checking your book of business. I hope this is a step that most of you are familiar with now, but if not, this is a great tool to check. Even if you use URL's enrollment tool, you can always come out to the Highmark producer portal and view your book of business there as well. Again, you'll see here, this is that quick links box I was referring to. When you log into your Medicare producer portal and select Medicare dashboard, you're going to go into Highmark Hub and you're going to see these in the quick links, excuse me, you're going to go to Highmark Hub. You're also going to see here's that order supplies link I mentioned before. If you go to Highmark Hub, you then get this screen down here. From there, you're going to drop down book of business and you can search Medicare book of business or individual book of business. When you're in that screen, you can search for a specific member or you can leave all search fields blank and hit search and it will give you your entire book. You can download those results into a spreadsheet. So ProDam and the producer hotline. So ProDam, for those of you who aren't familiar, is a support email box that we have available to producers. And periodically, we get questions regarding the best way to get answers for different types of questions you may have. Is it better to email or call? And so we put together a little resource guide that recently went out in an email blast, and I just wanted to review on that. The producer hotline can verify information. However, they unfortunately cannot provide you with protected health information, and this includes unique ID numbers. So the ID number on their ID cards, the producer hotline is not permitted at this time to give that information out. I know other carriers are, and we are asking our privacy team to review that for consideration to change that rule. But for the time being, they cannot. Urgent requests or issues relating to access to care should not come through the ProDem email. The best thing to do is to call in and expedite those situations. For a downloadable ProDem producer hotline reference guide, we do have one available now. You can reach out to your local channel sales representative, and that would be me for Central Pennsylvania, or you can email the support team at Highmark Senior Markets at highmark.com. Please don't feel like you have to copy this information down, but these grids of contact information are now included at the bottom of all of the email blast. So I just wanted to call out to you that, again, there are resources available in each of those email blasts as well of how to reach out to different areas of Highmark depending on your needs. This is a map of all of our current regions and who covers what region. You'll see here the green area, that is myself. My coworker, Kevin Brown, some of you work with, he covers Northeastern Pennsylvania. Bill Glass in Northwest, Tom Campbell in Southwest. Stephanie Stanley covers West Virginia. Evan Kaminsky, he joined our team last year and he covers our New York bookends. And then Felicia Anderson, she is our coworker who is now covering Delaware for the second year. Our contact information is also included in those email blasts, but here is each of our email addresses and phone numbers in case you need that. So I'll leave that there for just a moment. But if you ever need our contact information and don't have access to this, your team at URL can also point you to each of us as well. So I want to thank you all so much for attending today, and I want to answer any questions we might have at this time. Let me jump out of here.
Heather, Joe had a question about your webinars that I guess you're doing every Wednesday. Are they recorded or are they able to go back and watch them later?
So we don't at this time they're not recorded with a watch later option, but we do save the PDF of the PowerPoint, excuse me. That's what I was looking for. We do save the PowerPoint for each presentation and we do share those upon request. So just touch base with me if you need any of those webinar presentations even from last year.
Thanks, Heather. Great presentation
Sure.
today. I really appreciate it.
Thanks for having me. I appreciate the time.
Okay, have a good day, everyone.
Thank you.